What's up? Today we're carving the axe from the Green Knight using this big boy.
First we're going to cut our log. The head of the axe is massive, so we need a piece of wood to match. Then we need to bake our log.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie,
This will get all the moisture out so that it doesn't crack on us later. Let's draw in some reference lines and cut this guy to shape. Now we'll put our wood on the angle grinder diet and get him nice and skinny. Now that's looking pretty good, especially compared to my first few attempts. Attempt 1,
Well,
and attempt 2.
yikes.
Now, let's draw on our outline. And now, let's get to cutting the edge. This would be much easier with a belt sander, but I don't have a belt sander, so we made it work. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. I've never actually used a Dremel before, so I was definitely gaining confidence the more I used it. But getting this face to pop was a good practice round. So if you have the time and want to try this project, you can definitely do this. And look at that. Look how pretty he is. Now let's give the back shape and fix up our little nubbin. We're gonna add some small lines to give it that aged, cracked wood look. Here we're gonna outline our animals. We want them to sit about 1/8 of an inch higher than the rest of the wood so they can really stand out. Doing this with the cross stitch pattern that we're gonna do later will really help them pop. Now it's time for the detail work. Just a little bit of carving will go a very long way. All of them need a little bit of work on the face, some depth on the legs to get them to stand out, and something around the stomach and shoulders to get that depth variation. And then a final once-over to smooth out the surface. We'll put on our guiding lines to get that cross-stitch effect. And using a cone-pointed burr, we're going to just drag the Dremel along those lines. Now the awesome thing about oak wood is whatever you do to one side of the wood happens to the other side of the wood, except slightly better. Almost like you had the experience of doing it once before, maybe. It's looking pretty good though. I did forget something though. On the back of the axe, there's these little nubbins. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut out a square, sand it down to shape, and we're gonna glue them on. But since the back isn't perfectly flat, I'm making these little squares, and I'm gonna make a little indentation so that it definitely stays on. A touch of glue, rub it on, and boom, there we go. As you can see, I left a lot of extra space because, hey man, your boy likes to make some mistakes. Get rid of that glue. That's looking real good. No one has to know. And with that, we're done shaping the head of the axe. But we do need to add the shaft. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of make a mortise and tenon joint. And we're gonna start by making the hole in the head. And what I did was I bought a red oak 2x4, trying to match the slab of wood that the axe head is made out of, hoping that they have a very similar grain pattern. And we'll just cut that out. That feels like the right size. Now we need to make the tenon. We'll cut in our little gouge marks here. And then cut it to shape. As you can see, I'm leaving a lot of extra space with the handsaw so that I don't accidentally cut it too small. I feel far more confident using hand tools to get it to the right size. I mean, I cannot express how confident I feel that I'm gonna be able to do this just perfectly. And we'll take off the tip and see how it fits. And fits like a glove. That doesn't fit.
Your boy likes to make some mistakes.
Okay, quick fix. First, we're gonna make our shims. Then we're gonna saute our shims. Then we're gonna saute some vegetables. We're gonna glue on the shims. Season. Add some glue. And if seasoned correctly, it should fit nice and snug. We'll tie it down, leave it overnight, and then look at that. I was damn giddy. It's awesome, because now it was actually like an axe. It wasn't just an art piece. You could actually hold it. It had weight. So let's get to cutting. We'll start by cleaning up this seam. And then with an angle grinder, we're gonna get the top half to have that rounded shape. We left the center because we need to make this little decoration similar to the head of the axe. And then we'll skinny up the bottom as well, round off the base, and now we have our general shape. Now it's time for the detail work on the shaft. It has these lines going down the sides and down the center. And then we're gonna add some of that touch-up work that goes through both of the decorations. And finish it off by adding some wear and tear on the bottom half. We'll also round off the tip. Give the decoration a nice, handsome face. And with that, we're done with the carving. All we have to do is give this guy some color. So my first idea was to use this solution of vinegar and steel wool. It's supposed to make it look old and give a light grayish look. But it came out way too dark, so we're gonna need to fix that. Now that my work area is nice and clean and ready to be used, we're gonna try and give it some color using this picture as a reference. So we're gonna just color wash over top, removing the extra paint with a paper towel. And it looked like the picture, but in real life it kind of just looked like candy. It was way too bright. So we're gonna try again, and we're gonna use this picture now as a reference. We'll start with a dark undercoat of a paint called green black, and then we're gonna dry brush on a more greenish than bluish color. Any excess paint that's on there, we're gonna also wipe away with a paper towel. To get in all the nooks and crannies, we're gonna add a little bit more paint and have to wipe more away with the paper towel. Now we just let it dry, and look at this thing, huh? Looking pretty good. This is my first time using power tools for carving, and I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. It really opens, the doors to some other cool projects. So if you got any ideas for something you want to see in the future, please leave a comment down below and let me know. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And I got more cool projects coming, so stay tuned.